with the head coach of the Bowling Green Falcons, Coach Gregg. And Coach, welcome to the BCSN MAC preview show. And Coach, I've got to tell you, and we talked about a little bit off camera, congratulations to you, your staff, and your kids. You're picked to win the MAC. And, we talked a little bit off camera. It's a tremendous compliment and what you've done and where your program's at. Your feelings on that, Coach?
Well, again, I think it's a great tribute to where the program's been and where it is now. And to be picked into this position, I think, is a credit to the coaches, the players, the Bowling Green. It's a great direct reflection of our leadership. We talk about President Rabot on down to Paul Krebs. We're getting a lot of good things done at Bowling Green. We've got a new building going in. Bob and Karen Sebo have donated funds for that, a new football-specific building, and just some good things are happening right now.
Well, Coach, before we get into the nit and grit of the great BG season coming up, I want to know, did you get a little R&R time away? I know how hard you work, and I know how important that is to get the civilians out there who don't do that grind, don't understand what it is. Did you get a chance to get away a little bit and relax? A
little bit, yeah. I got to work on the golf game. Every time I do that in the summer, I start to get good. I got to quit. And that's where I'm at now. So, I got to relax. We took a couple trips to the family, and that's always fun. So we're ready to go.
All right, Coach. Let's get into it. Staff changes. A little shuffling in the defensive coordinator. Let's tell the folks at home and the BCSN, who's going to handle the defense, what approach you're taking, and then we'll talk about the offensive side of the ball.
Well, John Lovett's our new defensive coordinator. He's got a wealth of experience. He's most recently in the SEC. Brings a lot of fresh ideas to the table. Although there's not a lot of changes that we need to implement in our scheme. I mean, Tim Beckman did a great job for us. He's moved on to Ohio State, and we wish him the best. And it's a great chance for Coach Lovett. We've got some good players coming back on that side of the ball, and we will still be the same scheme defensively, and he'll just tweak it a little bit.
Well, Coach, I'm glad you brought that up because I think it's interesting. I think a lot of people misinterpret when people move on. It's they did a great job there. How could they leave you? They're loyal to your program. You gave them an opportunity. And I know the kind of person you are. You want to see your people move on, and you want to see them have an opportunity to take other challenges. It's a compliment to your program, and that's what you expect to happen.
Yeah, and you're right. It is a compliment to our program. And again, when guys get opportunities, we want to wish them the best, and because it's a direct reflection of their work ethic at Bowling Green and also of Bowling Green as well. People call me about my coaches, and that means that somebody must think we're doing a good job.
Well, you're doing a great job, Coach. And let's talk about the offensive side of the ball. My man, Coach Studrawa, you're going to be calling plays. I like Coach Stud, man. He'd run through a wall for that guy. He gets you fired up. We know the prolific offense. I mean, nobody's doing what you're doing and putting up the numbers that you're putting up. But are there any tweaks with that? I know every year you tweak certain things without giving away the trade secrets for the Falcons. Are you going to tweak some things?
Well, yeah, you're always tweaking, trying to improve and get better. I think you'll see us in more two-back because I have two great backs, B.J. Lane and, of course, P.J. Pope. And I've got to get those guys on the field. And, so we've implemented that in the spring, spent some time on it. And, we lost half the receivers. I think, we'd like to feature a tight end a little bit more. Sean Odrabnik and Ruben Ruiz, the JC kid who's come in the spring and really looked good. And, hopefully we can play with those guys some more as well. But we'll still be, it doesn't matter who the guys are. We're still going to spread the field and attack defenses that way.
Well, Coach, you touched on receivers. Let's give the folks at home on the BCSN network that follow your Falcons so well. Cole, tell them where he's playing.
All right, Cole Magner was a free agent signee with the Atlanta Falcons, and he's in their camp right now. And I think they're getting ready next week to go to Tokyo and play in the first preseason. And because I remember he was up the office running off his driver's license or something for a passport or whatever. So he's really fired up. He's a great kid, and I wish him the best.
Coach, let's talk about Omar a little bit. when Josh Harris came through, I remember talking to you and say, Coach, that's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of guy. And then you turned around and you told me what I know, absolutely nothing. You got another one, another once-in-a-lifetime guy. I mean, the numbers that Omar puts up, the athleticism, his ability to just, physically, I think he physically makes throws that other people can't make on the collegiate level. I mean, he can get it in between, in certain situations that a lot of good college quarterbacks can't. Talk about Omar's development, where he is now. Obviously, he's terrific, but where you see him, in the progress of this year.
Well, for us to be successful, Omar has to continue to do the things he's done. And, he's worked on his game in the offseason, developing a rapport with some new receivers, as well as continuing to throw the ball to PJ and Chuck and Steve. And, Omar's a great player, a great kid. A good leader for us. He was voted a team captain in the offseason, got more votes than anybody on the team, and that tells you everything right there. So, for us, I think Omar's legacy will be, when he wins a championship. I mean, you look at all the great MAC quarterbacks, Roethlisberger, Pennington, Leftwich, Gregg, they've all won championships. And hopefully Omar, he's got 2 years to get that done.
Coach, let's give the folks on the BCSN a little idea of the schedule for the Falcons this year.
Well, it's a very challenging schedule. We open at Wisconsin on the road, and then Ball State on the road, and then Boise on a Wednesday night game on the road. And it's kind of bizarre. We start football practice in August, and in August and September we play 3 games, and then in October we play 5 games. So, we've already talked about that a little bit as a staff, how to manage that. We want to make sure our players don't peak too early and be ready to play late in November when you're playing for championships, because we got solid every MAC game in October, and then of course you're finishing at Miami on a Tuesday night, and then Toledo. So that's really where we want to be ready to play those games.
Well, Coach, you're always a gentleman, and you're always so free with your time and with us on the BCSN. We thank you so much. And one last parting thing. How do you instill so much fun in this? Every time I have the opportunity to talk to you, you're enjoying yourself and you're having fun. And, I don't think I'm talking out of school. I coached for a long time, high school and college, and a lot of guys ain't having fun. It's that self-induced pressure to the point where they're really not enjoying themselves. And how the heck do you have so much fun all the time?
No, it's a game. I mean, football's a game. It's a kid's game. And I just really feel privileged to get a chance to coach this team, because I got a lot of great kids, and that's what is the fuel for me, is to get a chance to be around that energy. 18 to 20-year-old, young men are going through a lot of changes in their lives, and not only as develop them as football players, but develop them as men, and that's a real challenge. And I think that that as a coach. I know my high school coach was huge in my development, Gary Barnett, the coach of Colorado, and I can't say enough good things about him, and that's what it's all about.
Well, Coach, you've got great kids, and Bowling Green's got a great coach, and we thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Tom.
All right,
Appreciate
sir.
it,
Good luck.